Welcome to Tropico, Presidente. I am your loyal advisor and number one fan, Penultimo, and I am here to remind you of the joys of dictatorship. The camera offers a bird's eye view of your island and starting town. Tasks are various goals that allow you to progress within the mission. Some tasks are given to you. Others are started from marker icons which appear in your city. Tasks are various goals that allow you to progress within the mission. Some tasks are given to you. Others are started from marker icons which appear in your city. All Presidentes have special executive powers, such as the ability to control time itself. Indeed, being the most awesome person in the world, you are able to accelerate time at your whim. Good job! Fast speed is very useful when you have to wait for things like building construction or the export of produced goods. Time for an official inspection, Presidente. A ruler that doesn't pay attention to his subjects may end up on the wrong side of a coup d'etat. Let's select one of the little Tropicans. Paying attention to our infrastructure is very important. Looks like this iron mine has not been connected to a road. This means it will never be able to export its produced goods. Good. Your mine is now connected, and the Teamsters will carry its production to the docks. It will be exported on the next ship that arrives there. Building a glorious future is your most important task as our Presidente. Let me show you how to erect new buildings. Welcome to the second tutorial. It will teach you how to research new technologies, create a stable and profitable economy, and how to issue edicts. To research new technologies, you must first build a library. You will need some educated workers to start conducting research in the library. Let us research the planks technology to enable us to build an advanced industrial building. We can send expeditions out to explore our island and discover valuable resources. While waiting for the research to be completed, let us set up the production of raw materials. Let's order a logging camp from the natural resources category in the build menu. Your logging camp has to be connected to our road network to function. Good job! The logging camp has been completed. All buildings have allocated budgets. These encompass the money spent on them each month. Let us build a production building, Presidente. Everybody likes animals. Let us build a ranch. It can be useful both for feeding our people and producing resources for export. Edicts are special laws that you can issue. Let us build something, like a few cheap country houses, to see how this corruption thing works. With the planks research completed and the logging camp ready, it is time to build our first factory, a lumber mill. It will process logs from the logging camp into the more expensive planks resource. Don't forget that you have to connect the new lumber mill to the road network. Your resources are automatically exported at default prices, but more profitable trade offers will appear from time to time. The trade button allows you to inspect different offers and set up trade routes. Add ships to start a trade route, remove ships to cancel an active route. The managers are either your dynasty members or exceptional citizens whose skills can improve a building's performance. Welcome to the third tutorial. It will teach you how to advance to the next era, create a constitution, keep your people happy, and deal with internal factions and foreign powers. Tropico is currently in the colonial era. We are subject to the whims of the crown, and you will be removed from office when your mandate, indicated above the minimap, expires. As you saw in the almanac, the progressive revolutionaries are on your side, while the royalists oppose you, just as they oppose the idea of an independent Tropico. Good job! By meeting the revolutionaries' demands, we will attract more people to their cause. Support for independence will grow, and Tropico will finally be able to progress beyond the colonial era. If Tropico stays in the colonial era too long, your mandate will end, and a new governor will take your place. Time to declare independence and proclaim Tropico a free country. Two political factors are active in Tropico during the colonial era: the royalists and the revolutionaries. Other factions, such as the militarists, the religious, the communists, and the capitalists, become prominent in later eras. Each era features several foreign powers. During the World Wars era, there are the Axis and the Allies. Our embassy is ready. Time to invite a foreign power to our island. Let me direct your attention to another important edict: the sovereign debt. Free Tropico is ready for its very own constitution, Presidente. Elections are coming, Presidente. No dictator likes them, but they are usually the better alternative to uprisings and military coups. As election day draws near, it may be a good idea to check to see how happy your people are. This and other helpful information can be found in the almanac. Low happiness values indicate that the Tropicans are not happy with certain aspects of their life on the island, such as the lack of entertainment. Let us build a tavern to address this. This may take some time. You will start to notice the tavern's effect a few months after it has been completed. Let me explain how service buildings such as our tavern work. The tavern provides people living in the vicinity with entertainment, thus increasing their happiness. You have invited the allies onto the island. This will strengthen our relationship with them, but worsen our standing with their enemies, the Axis. Be advised, poor relations may result in retaliation against Tropico. You have invited the Axis onto the island. This will strengthen our relationship with them, but worsen our standing with their enemy, the Allies. Always be mindful of foreign relations, for if our standing is too low for too long, the superpower involved may take aggressive action against Tropico. I personally made sure that every Tropican soldier swore an oath of fealty to the Tropican cheese in the presence of a priest and the Tropican Bible. I tell you, these lads are ready to give their lives for the national cheesy pride. Presidente, the expedition has returned from the ancient ruins. But your dynasty member seems changed in a strange manner. I want you to focus on a spot on the wall. Focus all of your awareness into it. Let nothing break your focus. Let everything else become a blurry and a distant. Breathe slowly. Our session is complete. Now, I will start counting down from 10 to 0. When I reach 0, you will wake up and feel a much better person. From the way you are breathing and sweating, I can sense your discomfort. Your subconscious is trying to resist getting rid of your vices. I will now touch you to make you feel better. I can sense you're struggling with the concept of getting rid of your vices. We can do a simple exercise to help you focus while remaining completely relaxed. Just listen carefully. A black llama and a white llama are standing on a meadow. The black llama goes to graze on leaves, and the white llama to graze on a straw. How interesting. Now, the next question. A bag holds 3 anteaters. A black llama and a white llama are standing on a meadow. The black llama goes to graze on leaves, and the white llama to graze on a straw. It is time for a new control test. I want you to focus on this one, and try to keep calm. A black llama and a white llama are standing in a meadow. The white llama goes to graze on leaves, and the black llama goes to graze on a straw. Good, good. Now, the next question. Every year, 10 anteaters are born. A black llama and a white llama are standing in a meadow. The white llama goes to graze on leaves, and the black llama goes to graze on a straw. Excelente! You are doing great so far. I want you to cherish this reassuring feeling and remember it. I see you are feeling a bit uncomfortable and unfocused. You have to breathe deeply, relax, and try to get more focused. Accepting a panic attack for what it is can help to lessen its effect. Hello, I am Dr. Fraud. I took a personal interest in your case as it was very intriguing. I have seen quite a lot of Napoleons, Stalins, and Julius Caesars during my career, but this is completely new. You seem to be an incurable extreme megalomaniac and the president of a small Caribbean nation. Since you are incurable, we will at least try to soften your bad sides. Your friends, the advisors, called me to help them help you so that Tropico becomes at least barely tolerable to live in. With the help of a deep hypnotic state, I will help you get rid of your vices. Let us begin. Presidente, you are the best leader anyone could wish for. With you in charge, all our dreams are fulfilled. Presidente, you are like a good father to the entire Tropican nation. Some may say that you are just too good. Continue to breathe slowly. Your happy place seems to be a mental asylum. Everything about this is perfectly fine. Feel relaxed. Nobody is judging you. Everything is all right. Presidente, I have information that a great war will start soon. We must be prepared. The Illuminati High Council held its usual drawing of lots to decide who has to die to kick off the Great War. Franz Ferdinand is going to Serbia. All would-be assassins will have to try to get him while he is there. A war has started as a result of Franz Ferdinand's assassination. Let's hope it's going to be a great one. Presidente, my fellow diplomats want us to ally with the Allies and to give the Axis the axe. Our French, with the affection for shouting, want you to form an alliance with them. Very, very loudly. The Germans found us out. We should never have printed those made-in Tropico stickers. Cows make bad messengers. Who would have thought? Goats make decent messengers, but they tend to eat everything, including the message. Llamas are great. Everything is better with llamas. Pigs are excellent messengers. They are smart and relatively fast. Unfortunately, they tend to become bacon before they reach their destination. Our brave negotiator was so convincing that Congress has decided to repeal the prohibition. Joe Valiant dynasty member decided that he'd rather stay in America and become a rich crime lord instead. Something big is happening in Europe. Huge battle plans, operation code names, the whole shebang, if I may put it so bluntly. Pleas for help have arrived from both sides. Our brave soldiers are either fighting against tyranny and oppression or for it. I always forget which. Our brave soldiers have returned victorious from battle. The Allies are extremely pleased with their success, and our boys are regarded as heroes. Our brave soldiers have returned victorious from battle. The Allies are extremely pleased with their success, and our boys are regarded as heroes. Our brave soldiers have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave heroes have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave soldiers have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave heroes have returned victorious from battle. The Axis claimed their brilliant strategy was the key. Our brave soldiers have returned victorious from battle. The Axis claimed their brilliant strategy was the key. Our brave heroes have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave soldiers have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave heroes have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave soldiers are either fighting against tyranny and oppression or for it. I always forget which. Our brave soldiers have returned victorious from battle. The Allies are extremely pleased with their success, and our boys are regarded as heroes. Our brave soldiers have returned victorious from battle. The Allies are extremely pleased with their success, and our boys are regarded as heroes. Our brave heroes have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave soldiers have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave heroes have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave soldiers are either fighting against tyranny and oppression or for it. I always forget which. Our brave heroes have returned victorious from battle. The Axis claimed their brilliant strategy was the key. Our brave heroes have returned victorious from battle. The Axis claimed their brilliant strategy was the key. Our brave heroes have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave heroes have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Our brave soldiers have returned from battle. The battle was lost, but Tropican morale is still high. Great news! While searching through the crates of colony supplies, we found a sickle. Now we have something that goes perfectly with our hammers. This will boost production sky high. I can almost see the glorious future. Someone stole my manuscript and published it under a pseudonym. It was an autobiographical story about two men on a mountain who want to form deep male bonds. They even stole the surrealistic chapter where fairies prance under a rainbow. The circumstances behind the theft are very queer. Our research team, that is to say me, discovered the shovel 40 times. If I find out who put it there, I will kill him. Anyway, I gave it to the miners so they can put it somewhere safe. Like underground. Great news! We found out how to use the muskets the Crown sent us. Apparently, all you have to do is pull the trigger. Our research was seriously hindered until we discovered you should not look into the barrel when pulling the trigger. We lost a lot of good men that way. I sat with 3 other members of the research team. Suddenly, it dawned on us. We're 4 men. You get it? 4 men? Incidentally, we also discovered bad puns. We just discovered the number of times you need to get hit by a plank to actually discover something. It is around 7, depending on the plank in question. We call this the Planck constant. I am sure it will become very important one day. Presidente, after suffering 1,000 paper cuts, we have invented paper. It has print on it where there will be a summary of important affairs, interviews with important Tropicans, and a page with political editorials. This will give a voice to every Tropican. Also, going to the little Presidente's room will be much more comfortable from now on. We have invented red tape. It goes well with everything, and there is no limit to this stuff. People are going crazy over it. Lines are forming to get more of it. It almost seems like it is trying to grow bigger and bigger, all on its own. We, the leaders of the Tropican nation, in our desire to put into words the will of the Tropican people to follow and obey the laws of the state and maintain the traditional universal Tropican values of liberty, peace, love, understanding, siesta, and hidden Swiss bank accounts, do hereby sign the first legitimate constitution of Tropico. Presidente, we didn't manage to get any research done. So, we decided to steal France's greatest achievements. Unfortunately, we broke into their museum of military accomplishments, and all I found was this white flag. It seems we will have to work on our diplomacy skills. Presidente, don't research that. Don't you know that if you do, you will then research socialism, which everyone knows is bad. We should stick to our current model of capitalist cronyism. I, my friends, and all my relatives think that is the best model for government. Presidente, I am sorry, but we didn't discover anything. For a small raise, maybe something will come up in our notes. Nothing big. 20%, and I will tell you our amazing techniques for begging for bribes. For an additional 5%, we will also make up a handbook that can be given to highly trained professionals who can then use these skills on foreigners. Here is our latest scientific data. Foreign diplomats are 45% more prone to agree with us if our diplomats fart less often, or if they at least stink less. As a part of a cross-group study, we also found that 33% of foreign diplomats do not like belching at the table. Finally, a staggering 95% have indicated that they have a very negative opinion of our diplomats singing the national anthem while standing on the top of the table naked. Who would have thought? Our research team developing new materials was wondering why this steel girder kept getting bigger and bigger until it hit them. They will be missed. A glorious invention, Presidente. Electricity. It's like organized lightning. There's no better way to put it. And you can make your own with a balloon and a little friction. Just like making fart noises. Presidente, I hereby heretofore require you on the habeas cojones to execute a writ with a novation decreeing a perrace to one Penultimo, hereby referred to as the penultimate party. Should you fail to comply, you shall thereby to be denounced as a tortfeasor, and the Tropican people shall be taught the language of legalese. Presidente, after thorough research, we have discovered the compass. It was in your cabinet behind the plans for world domination and under the bottle of rum. I have lent it to our captains so they don't have to navigate by their sense of smell anymore, and can use bigger and better ships. Presidente, we discovered a way to decrease casualties in battle. We just have to put the most incompetent and useless soldiers up in front of the army and make them wear ornate uniforms in bright colors. This will make them feel important and add to their self-esteem while keeping them out of the way. Long ago, we weaponized jokes. Now, we have managed to weaponize numbers. Unfortunately, they have proved to be the most inhumane way to destroy the human soul ever invented and have been banned by most international courts. As a result, we can only use them on our people, and then only on select individuals able to survive the terrible effects. Presidente, we discovered the tank. It was left unlocked at a military exhibition. We took it for a spin and for a while controlled most of Europe. We eventually ran out of fuel, but we managed to dismantle the tank and smuggle it back home. Now, we just have to figure out how to put it back together again. Presidente, we have made a major breakthrough. Oh, shiny. Anyway, we have deducted that. Oh, shiny. Our research indicates that. Oh, shiny. Our research goal. Oh, never mind. We've discovered the mineral oil, which can be processed into gasoline. The cars in Tropico no longer need to run on magic. Our profits are guaranteed until someone starts selling oil cheaper than us. Then we should bomb and invade them. We tried to discover democracy, but it proved extremely difficult. Building a true democracy is like chasing a unicorn. Everybody has heard of them, but no one has ever seen one. We captured a whole herd of unicorns, but not a glimpse of democracy anywhere to be found. However, we did discover the expectation of democracy, which should be more than enough for simple Tropicans. Presidente, we discovered flight. It's just like falling, but backwards. I can't believe no one thought of it before. Then we discovered landing. It's just like splatting, but it hurts less. We conducted thorough testing to identify the preferences of those strange species inhabiting foreign countries and found out some amazing facts. Did you know how to entertain a foreigner for an entire day? Put him in a round room and tell him there's a croissant in the corner. The valuable information we have collected will allow us to communicate with these simple-minded creatures. Presidente, we discovered the best thing since probably the best thing ever. Presidente, we have done nothing productive since our last research project. We almost started a war and we killed a llama. See, it works. If you do something bad, tell everybody about it and then say that you killed a llama. Everyone just asks why you killed the llama. Now we can do all sorts of bad things with no consequences. We have been very hungover the last few days and have had no ideas. Fortunately, one of the research team had a flat tire yesterday, and we discovered the wheel. It's round, and it can be used in lots of stuff. Presidente, I was doing some experiments with the products of neutron-bombarded uranium and made some astounding discoveries. Just kidding. I was actually washing my socks and thus discovered that nuclear power exists and can be harnessed. Ha! Just kidding. I never wash my socks. Presidente, a new era of modern warfare dawns. With the discovery of ballistics, we can ensure that 10 out of 12 bombs hit their designated targets. The remaining bombs will politely allow civilians to clear the area before exploding. Presidente, I encountered a hostile atom today. It was attached to a hostile punch, attached to a hostile arm, attached to a hostile lady. This was clearly a provocation. I have declared a war on all atoms. I propose we use neutrons to split their forces. As you know, Presidente, we've been trying to improve flight conditions on the airplanes bringing tourists to Tropico. By keeping the livestock out of the crew compartments, requesting personal hygiene from the flight attendants, and placing seats in the planes, we managed to double flight enjoyment. Presidente, we have discovered the Internet. It was in the palace basement for who knows how many years. It seemed to work okay after I blew the layers of dust off it. For some reason, it seems to be full of cat pictures. And pictures of nude ladies and gentlemen, which I have taken to my office for further study. Presidente, we finally found your Swiss bank account. We gave it to an investment bank. We had a really hard time following it around the world and uncovering it once they finished all their financial voodoo. Still, those shady bankers do seem to know what they are doing because it now has more money in it than it used to. Presidente, we have discovered the future. In fact, it will be happening any moment now. Our profits are going to skyrocket once we open a fortune teller booth. Challenge time. Great giant tropical spiders, Presidente. We have a crisis and we have to act fast. Your family's rather rollicking love life has led to an unexpected pregnancy. Presidente, at a rambunctious CIA party, I found out that they have planted one of their agents on the island. Presidente, education is important. Well, look at me. Who knows where I would have ended up were I not kicked out, educated, at some of the most prestigious universities in the world. Your dynasty has been mocked in the most evil of all manners. We were deemed not wacky enough. You did it, Presidente! Tropico and the world are grateful for your leadership, having prevented a war and all that. Plus, we now have a great big shiny nuclear missile! Oh, Presidente, I've always wanted to play laser tag in real life. Will there be explosions? I want explosions! Presidente, for the first time in my life, I actually feel the thirst for knowledge. This is so great that I want to share it with everyone. Some Middle East leaders wish to visit Tropico, but the scoundrels want to be provided more suitable lodgings. Presidente, the nationalists have too much free time and are just wandering around committing random acts of machismo. Presidente, I have always wanted to see the Olympics. I am so excited. Presidente, I think it's time to win the Nobel Peace Prize. It would be a great honor for Tropico. I have a brilliant idea, Presidente. There's no need for pointless wars to win the Nobel Peace Prize. That was the most powerful Swedish invasion since ABBA. It was glorious, Presidente. No one has ever won 3 Nobel Prizes, but, after all, you are El Presidente. Presidente, the militarists are bowled over by your utter recklessness and want to give you an incentive to keep on doing whatever it is you're doing. Presidente, remember that show where we wanted to execute whoever was responsible because of the things they said about you? Well, now we have a solution. Every show is to have an executive or a person we can execute if we don't like what is in the show. That way, everything will be much neater. We have discovered a novel technique for scanning the brain and displaying its contents. While testing this new discovery on me, we found a huge empty space. The universe also consists primarily of empty space. Coincidence? I think not. Presidente, flawed patent laws allowed us to discover hot water. Unfortunately, now we are in hot water, as every nation on Earth is patenting left and right to get everything else that is not patented already. Fortunately, the unfolding scandal has left foreign tourists with the impression that there will be hot water in their hotels and attractions, and we can use that. We are as small dust motes in the grand scale of the universe. Fortunately, we can take it out on others and make them feel even smaller. Let's make the building so huge that our citizens feel small and insignificant. It seems logical to me that then we would become more significant and much larger than dust motes. Maybe as large as tennis balls. Presidente, look at these big, comforting letters. Obviously, they are big because they mean something important. Anything important would surely be written in big, nice-looking letters like these. There is nothing below them worth looking at. Presidente, I finally put my foot down and called a plumber in to look at the pipes in the palace. The plumber started crying several times while working, but he told me that it's a good thing I called him, or we would soon no longer have been an island. Apparently, we were losing so much water that the worldwide ocean level was dropping by 2 meters per day. Did you know that human hair, eggshells, and spiderweb are some of the strongest materials on Earth? More importantly, they are cheap. Using other futuristic materials such as the skin of one's teeth will allow us to build buildings for almost nothing. Presidente. Whoa, I'm getting ahead of myself. Governor, the island is ripe for revolution. The unthinkables have been assembled for your inspection, Presidente. They are a rowdy bunch, but give me a few months and I will turn them into real soldiers. Excelente, Presidente. Our unthinkables are already looking tired and miserable. That means our new drill sergeant is doing a fine job. For too long have the Tropican soldiers been ridiculed across the globe, Presidente. Time to assemble an elite commando unit that will demonstrate the full might of our military. Our elite troops, the unthinkables, need just one more thing to maximize their potential. A mean and vicious drill sergeant. With the milk crisis averted, it is time to get back to making cheese, my good chum. His Majesty demands it. Presidente, I have been hearing a lot of bad things about fast food lately. We should weaponize it. Presidente, Now that we have fast food, we shouldn't test it on our own citizens. I mean, we shouldn't test it on only our own citizens. We need some foreigners for a more complete study. It doesn't look good, Presidente. We can't confirm any of the mythic properties of fast food. It's not even that bad for your health. In fact, it's quite tasty. It does not look good, Presidente. We cannot confirm any of the mythical properties of fast food. It's not even all that bad for your health. In fact, it's quite tasty. After countless experiments, all tests prove negative. No enhanced flavor, no mutations, no nothing. It seems like our fast food will never be anything more than mere burgers. It does not look good, Presidente. We cannot confirm any of the mythical properties of fast food. It's not even all that bad for your health. In fact, it is quite tasty. After countless experiments, all tests prove negative. No enhanced flavor, no mutations, no nothing. It seems like our fast food will never be anything more than mere burgers. It does not look good, Presidente. We cannot confirm any of the mythical properties of fast food. It's not even all that bad for your health. In fact, it is quite tasty. After countless experiments, all tests prove negative. No enhanced flavor, no mutations, no nothing. It seems like our fast food will never be anything more than mere burgers.
I am Catman. We have to save the city from the evil crime lords. To the monorail Catmobile, Yarn Boy. Oh no, Yarn Boy. The crime lords were just a diversion set up by my arch enemy, El Lupus. Now we have fallen into his shark-infested trap. Is this the end of our heroes? Great idea, Yarn Boy. We will cure Lupus with my universal antidote. I just hope we're not too late. That's right, Yarn Boy. We can get by with a little help from our friends. The Justice Pals. Activate the cat signal, Yarn Boy. Holy mackerels, Yarn Boy. Bring me the shark-repellent cat spray. The jig is up, El Lupus. You can't stop me with sharks and traps because I am Catman.
Wait, what's going on here, Presidente? Presidente, why am I wearing a cat suit?
Catman! Catman!
We are all going to be stars, Presidente. Your plan of engaging our entire economy and all the citizens of Tropico into the production of one single super movie is nothing short of revolutionary. That's not in the script, Presidente. Those soldiers storming the island are firing real bullets. And there are tanks now. We cut the tanks when we ran out of money. How did they get here? It smells like victory, Presidente. The palace is safe, and now nobody can say a thing when we say that our movie T-Day is based on a true story. It's going to be a huge hit. I can just feel it. Presidente, it turns out we cannot just start shooting a movie willy-nilly. We have to create a realistic set first. Since T-Day is a war movie, we will need lots of fortifications. Our screenwriters are on strike, Presidente. Normally, I would suggest we strike them back, but the movie is a no-go without them. This is a crisis, Presidente. The International Diversity Bureau requires that we cast a token female character. It turns out every movie absolutely must have one because of gender equality issues. Our lead actor is underperforming, Presidente. His scenes just lack the impact and flair that we need to take those shiny Academy Awards home. Our lead actor is underperforming, Presidente. His scenes lack the impact and flair that we need to win those shiny Academy Awards. The lead actor just handed in his resignation, Presidente. It looks like our plan to cheer him up worked a little too well. All these movie people ever do is complain, Presidente. They are even worse than Tropicans. Brilliant, Presidente. The lighthouse is the perfect solution for illuminating the movie set. If the cameraman complains again, I am firing him on the spot. Are you sure about this supervillain idea, Presidente? I always imagined us as the good guys, fighting on the same team as my personal hero, Catman. Hooray for our very own mega laser. It doesn't quite work yet, but I won't tell anyone if you don't, Presidente. Now comes the hardest part. Choosing your supervillain name. Almost done, Presidente. Only one more field to fill in for the supervillain registration form, and then I am issuing the press release. I swear, Presidente, I wrote Macho with an M. How and why we ended up with Nacho, I have no idea. It turns out our resident law expert didn't do his homework. The name you picked is copyrighted both by a prominent Tropican nationalist and by a major game development company. The Global League of Supervillains is proud to accept a new doctor among their ranks. They ask me if you are a medical doctor, and I may have misled them a little with my answer that Presidente excels at everything. Presidente, the militarists are proud to have a supervillain of high military rank on the island. Now, more than ever, they are ready to fight off Tropico's enemies in the name of your grand vision for the future. Presidente, the nationalists are proud to have a supervillain as Presidente. While foreigners call you a villain, all true-born Tropican patriots recognize you as the hero you truly are. A music band was inspired by your supervillain persona, Presidente. They are going to name their next album after you. Those foreigners are in love with you, Presidente. Or perhaps they just fear our giant laser? In any case, we've received some extra foreign aid this year. Those foreigners are afraid of you, Presidente. Or perhaps they fear our giant laser. In any case, we've received some extra foreign aid this year. What's the most important thing for an aspiring supervillain, Presidente? A trademark costume, of course. I am happy to report that our mega laser is finally operational, Presidente. Time to test it out. We received a mysterious letter, Presidente. It was attached to an anvil and flew down from the stratosphere. I am so excited. I think we have a superhero nemesis now. What good is a supervillain without an army of devoted drones ready to die for him, Presidente? No, I don't mean me. There are other Tropicans more qualified for this job. Taking on the world should be a piece of cake for an evil genius like you, Presidente. Why, I've read so many comics that even I could do it. I'm joking, of course. Brilliant, Presidente. Turning the world ocean to guacamole will paralyze all naval transportation, and with our giant laser we will be safe from any kind of air attack. Brilliant, Presidente. When it comes to taking over the world, nothing beats tornado-attracting sharks, especially if we figure out a way to fire them as missiles. Brilliant, Presidente. Any crook can create killer robots, but only a villain with an impeccable sense of style would unleash an army of impolite robots. Hooray! We received another letter from our nemesis, Presidente. I sort of hoped it would be from Catman this time, but that Captain Anvil guy should not be underestimated either.
He even mentions me this time. Here I come to save the day. Tropico needs us once again, my trusty sidekick, Yarn Boy. My cat senses are tingling, Yarn Boy. I believe we have not seen the last of Rebels. Come! We must get ready for our next showdown. Holy baloney, Yarn Boy! The Rebels have learned the secret location of our cat cave. Fear not, citizens of Tropico. I will watch over and protect our fair city, for I am Catman! Wait, where am I?
And since when do we have a cat laser on the island? You have reached the European Union Reward Center. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes.
Governor,
These cultists are awakening some evil from the bottom of the ocean. We have to stop them. Great news, Governor. Thank you for trusting me. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. With great pride and joy, I reveal to you that I have invited the Inquisition. I knew you'd come through for me, Governor. We shall have Tropico rid of these vile cultists in no time. Of course, let's hope they don't summon Cthulhu or any of his relatives. The Inquisition has discovered that our mines are being used as ritual grounds and demand that we destroy them for good. The Inquisition have compiled a list of all remaining cultists left on the island. They plan to take decisive action against them, as long as we allocate the funds they need to cover their expenses. The Inquisition have compiled a list of all remaining cultists left on the island. They plan to take decisive action against them, as long as we allocate the funds they need to cover their expenses. We are all set, Presidente. Everything is in place for our big battle scene. Just say the word, and our trained stuntmen will stage a massive fake attack against your palace. Please, Presidente, sign this. We will need your approval to secure a few vantage points on the island, from which our camera crew will shoot our awesome movie. Brilliant, Presidente! A giant nuclear bowling ball is the perfect weapon to strike against our enemies. You get it? Strike? Never mind. We are victorious, Presidente! Captain Anvil has fled the island, crying for his mama. We were as awesome as Catman! I'm really angry now, Presidente. Angry and confused. Presidente, it worked. There is a conflict within the environmentalist terror group. Please calm down, Presidente. Let me explain. Knowing how much you anticipated the blueprints for the dirty oil processing plant, I decided to surprise you and send them ahead of me by messenger toucan. Presidente, we will finally make that fishing trip I've always dreamt about. We can finally bond, the loyalist servant and his most favorite dictator. Presidente, everyone knows that where the Tropican spirit goes, the Tropican heat follows. We should export the Tropican spirit around the globe to make colder places hot like Tropico. Presidente, the Kraken will soon hit us with another attack. Presidente, I met a strange fellow on the docks today. He smelled of fish and promised that if we buy him a new boat, he will share the secrets of the seas with us. Presidente, my friend the fish guy, he's so funny. He told me that he wants lots of fish to awaken his master from his 1,000-year stupor. Presidente, it seems that our sailors have stumbled upon the sunken city of R'lyeh. We should send someone to meet the locals. That was a nice vacation, Presidente. The city of R'lyeh has some very interesting architecture, but the locals are a bit rude. Presidente, your dynasty member has returned from his adventures in the sunken city of R'lyeh. Miss Pineapple was terrified by the fishermen and their spelling. Fortunately, she met some sailors on the way back who managed to cheer her up. Presidente, a fish has arrived carrying a message from R'lyeh. It looks like they want some cans. Cthulhu, the great old one, has stirred in his sleep, which has resulted in a giant wave that is coming straight towards us. Presidente, I saw it. I saw the answer. I know the meaning of life and everything in the universe. Just before the blast that destroyed Server Island, where we held all of our data. Presidente, the supercomputer components you bought from IDM have arrived. Just give the order and we can try our best to assemble them. Although we probably can't call tech support now. Can we? Presidente, the more I read about computers, the more hyped I am becoming. If I weren't the second most important person in Tropico, I would have become a hacker for sure. Okay, so we set our supercomputer on fire. But did you see the additional performance boost? Long story short, we will probably have a fire every now and then, but in my opinion, it's a small price to pay. Presidente, our calculations proved correct, and we finally have the blueprints for the dirty oil processing plant in our hands. Actually, in my hands. Let me give them to you before I do something stupid with them again. Governor, I have tried to gather as much information as possible about this toucan. Unfortunately, most of the legend of the Maltese toucan has been lost. Governor, long before your time or even mine, a huge collection of jewels was found here in Tropico. Thus begins the legend of the Maltese toucan. Years after the toucan that swallowed the king's jewels escaped, a dreaded pirate by the name of Testa roamed the seas. His fate was to be forever entwined with the legend of the Maltese toucan. Pirate Testa kept the stuffed toucan full of jewels for many years until its true value was finally recognized. Unfortunately, it was too late, and thus a mere stuffed bird became legend. Presidente, I have been spending a lot of time in the dungeon. The people in there have the most amusing tales to tell. I call them soaps, because I usually wash their mouths out with soap after they start talking. Presidente, we have a huge crisis on the island. Isabella is pregnant. No one knows who the father is, but allegations run wild. I found it, Presidente. Not the toucan, of course, but the father of Isabella's baby. It was so clear all along. Her long-lost adopted twin brother Alejandro, who was considered dead, but merely lost his memory while traversing Borneo. Presidente, a crisis such as the island has never seen before is upon us. Patricia, you remember Patricia? She was madly in love with Giorgi until he fell from his horse and started to hear his long-dead sister. Well, she is about to marry Rinaldo. Presidente, something horrible has happened. Patricia's father decided to end his own life at the wedding, deciding he would rather die than have Rinaldo as a son-in-law. Alberto was adopted by a butcher after his mother had to give him away because the evil Fernando stole her family's fortune and killed her brother. We should act, Presidente. Even though we did not manage to get the toucan, there are persistent rumors that we do have it. Both the Axis and the Allies are fascinated by such objects and want the toucan. Presidente, maybe the rumors that the toucan is in Tropico are not as far-fetched as I thought. I have received word about the toucan's location from An anonymous source. We found it, Presidente. Not the toucan, of course, but a map with an X on it. It will surely lead us to the toucan. I am brilliant. Presidente, there is no toucan below the X on the map. We found a stash of rum instead. Sadly, it is now gone, and only an ornate L remains on the entrance to the stash. Presidente, I received a message from a beautiful and exotic woman, and this time she isn't a figment of my imagination. Anyway, she claims to know who has the toucan. Presidente, the tourist has arrived and has decided to spend his days in Tropico, according to my charming and beautiful informer. Oh, she is so beautiful. Where was I? Yeah, we must find her. Him, we must find him. Everyone is suspect. Tropicans like to drive. Why don't we take that away from them? Cover the whole island with security checkpoints until no one can drive. Then they will feel my pain for not hearing from my soulmate for so long. Presidente, this is taking too long. My one true love will not call me until I have the toucan. Oh, my cruel mistress. We need to speed things up. Presidente, Tropicans talk, but who listens? Nobody. We are losing valuable information about this woman of my dreams by not sifting through private conversations. We may also hear something about the toucan. Oh, where shineth thine eyes, O precious jewel? Needst thou also have to shred paperwork about banking accounts like me right now? Presidente, a new trend is sweeping the world. Condescending tourism. People like to visit oppressed countries and lament how oppressed they are. It sure sounds like fun. I wish I could go on a vacation like that. Maybe with a special lady. Presidente, I know where we found the toucan last time. In a huge warehouse right next to a weird humming crate. Unfortunately, I could not find it there now. It seems we went too far back in time, and the toucan is not yet in the warehouse. Dr. Zeistein explained how time works, and now I know that it's not a track, but a series of tubes, which means that by having this exact warehouse, we will force history to come to happen. Using my now superior brain and knowledge of the future, I know what will soon be profitable. And I won't forget like last time, or the time before that, or that one time, never mind. What was I trying to remember? Presidente, they are out to get me. Everyone. Since I touched the toucan, I feel I have a target painted on my forehead. In fact, someone did paint a target on my forehead. I suspect Veronica Veneno. My brilliance has blossomed once again, Presidente. I have a perfect solution to our problems. I will impersonate a woman and talk to me in the past. I will use my feminine ways to manipulate my former self into getting the toucan and keeping it safe. Disaster, Presidente. My former self found us out. Maybe I shouldn't have been shaving during our conversation. Presidente, they are out to get me. The foreign powers want the toucan, and they have sent their dirty soldiers and their dirty tanks to take it away from me and the penultimo from the past. Send all men to the front. Let loose the dogs of war. Rebels, the dirty vermin are everywhere. They are after the toucan, my former self, and my cereal. The sky is falling. The ground is trembling. Nature is out to get me as well. Presidente, even the bravest hero cannot complete his epic quest alone. He needs a fellowship of trusty friends on which to rely. That's why I need to invite a friend to share my exciting adventure and get free gems as a reward. Presidente, now that I require protection, I have directed my attention to the island economy. It appears we have huge untapped resources. We should tap them. My former self thinks he is so clever, but he does not know that I know all of his secrets. I know what he cannot resist. The only challenge he will be forced to accept. Penultimo Ball! The first event is a test of strength, a tug of war between our islands. My older self will undoubtedly pick the strongest team and try to cheat, but I am older and wiser. Sort of. Presidente, it is our turn in the game of rock, paper, scissors. The next event is upon us. This time it will be a test of masculinity. But as children will be present at these events, we will not be able to use the classic approach towards determining these things. Next is the talent competition. It turns out that the only talent I and my former self have is eating. So this is a competitive eating competition. Presidente, this is the final event. If we win this, we win Penultimo Bowl and the golden mustache. The loser will have to shave. Oh, and we will also get the toucan, of course. Oh, great idea, Presidente. Only everybody laughs when my name and moral is used in the same sentence. I can't understand why. That is a great angle. I could find and bribe a loving wife and kids, but unfortunately, that is exactly what my former self thought of. It turns out there is just one proper way to measure true inner beauty, Presidente. With a giant X-ray machine. Presidente, we won the Inner Beauty Challenge. It turns out they awarded the point to whomsoever had the biggest boobs, and I gained a little weight recently. Presidente, Penultimo Bowl is the perfect spectator sport. We should monetize this. Presidente, the Penultimo Bowl grand finale approaches. We should build enough seats for everyone who wants to attend. This is our lucky day. I traded all my money for a magic compass that will show us the way to the Black Pearl. We only have to close our eyes and wish with all our heart. I am so excited. I was fishing when Captain Joe's magical compass went crazy. I left my boat to mark the spot and swam back to the shore to tell you. It seems that I accidentally forgot to drop the anchor when I left my boat. Now the location of the Black Pearl is lost. I tested the underwater bell myself and now my ears hurt. What? What? Speak up, I can't hear you. I am so angry with those divers. They said they are too underpaid to go on such a dangerous mission. Some filthy pirates are attacking. They must have traced the smuggler ships to Tropico, and now they are after whatever we're smuggling. Wow. So pearl, such black, much amaze. Wow. That's it, Presidente. We cannot stand passive against such a blatant declaration of war from the ocean. Presidente, the ocean refuses to return the Black Pearl. What is worse, the fish that ate the pearl has gone into hiding and is organizing schools of fish to circle Tropico in a threatening manner. Presidente, the perpetrator always comes back to the scene of the crime. That dastardly pot of narwhals that sunk our boat have been spotted near Tropican shores. Presidente, the fleet of our competitors has received new ships. Presidente, we have it! The Black Pearl is ours! It was stuck below the plug on the ocean's floor and we were forced to unplug it. Presidente, the unthinkable has happened. The Black Pearl, it has been taken from us. Presidente, we did it. The ice caps are melting and the ocean levels are restored. For now. Presidente, there are only 2 seasons in Tropico, hot and hotter. But I may have figured a way to raise the global temperature even more. Presidente, we require more greenhouse gases. Presidente, today I looked at the sun and I was inspired. I also was blinded, so I bumped into several posts till I got to your office. Presidente, let us burn some fossil fuels in our power plants. This could turn the heat up quite a bit. Presidente, have you ever been in a room with lots of people sweating heavily? Now, if only we could reproduce this effect on a global scale. Presidente, livestock has the natural tendency to produce greenhouse gases in the form of flatulence. Presidente, the Cold War is over. No more passive-aggressive Soviet-American relations. It's time for some heating up. Presidente, Compañero Vasquez gave me a brilliant idea. We should build a nuclear power plant. Presidente, I was surprised to find out that cars in other countries require gas to run, instead of relying on magic like ours do. Awful news, Presidente. Europe has been hit by a terrible cold snap. Presidente, we've got a problem. A big one. Simply put, we're running out of water. Presidente, I have prepared the getaway suitcases. We can abandon Tropico as soon as you give the word. Incoming! Hide your kids! Hide your wife! The Kraken is bombarding us with missiles! Presidente, did we manage to defeat the Kraken? We did? Oh, that is great news. You are a great leader, Presidente. Master of the One Pearl, master of heat, plugger of the ocean, conqueror of the conclave. It's about time we do something about these terrible missile attacks. Heaven forbid that a missile should hit our beloved Presidente. Oh, Presidente, don't give up. So we ran out of time to secure support for the Tropico Protocol. But there's still hope for survival. Presidente, is that a bird? Is that a plane? Oh no, it is Captain Plant, the big brother of Captain Anvil. He is renowned as the protector of all nature, although he ended up with the name due to an unfortunate typo. Presidente, I've spent a long time reading my old comic books, and I found a solution. You will have to tame the powers of air, water, earth, fire, and heart. Presidente, Captain Plant has regained his strength, and he is coming back for us. Presidente, my comic books say that air is fickle and selfish. It wants to expand everywhere and to be the most important element of all. Presidente, now that air has become a Tropican resident, it is time to provide them with a splendid house. This way we can convince them to start working for us instead of just hanging around like a loafer. Presidente, we have a very easy task ahead of us. We have to satisfy the hunger of water. Issue number 147, Captain Plant and the Wisdom of Water, tells us that water can pass his millennia-long knowledge to other creatures. You and Earth are like a long-married couple, Presidente. If she is being difficult, you have but one choice. You got to play tough. I was wrong, Presidente. Earth really loves you, and we have won her support. It is time for you to make the next move with love and care. If you play with fire, you will get burned, Presidente. Unfortunately, this is inevitable if we wish to harness the power of this element. Presidente, the element of fire is bored. He wants to have a bit of fun, and by fun he means wrecking, ruining, and generally causing destruction. The element of heart wants to teach you about nobility and generosity. Presidente, I know that you have a bleeding heart, but we should do something to prove it to this element. Presidente, heart has taught me that love is everywhere. Love for El Presidente. It is our bread and butter, the only thing that binds us as a nation. Captain Plant, you are defeated! Presidente, once more, you alone managed to emerge victorious. You encountered odds that would have easily swayed a lesser soul. But you chose to stay and fight for your right to party! Presidente, I am shaking with awe at your strategic genius. You led mortal men against indomitable superheroes, and won! Governor, we have reasons to believe that this was no ordinary earthquake. Just before it hit, the palace gates were flooded with scared farmers speaking of cultist activity just outside of town. I have great news. Look at the sun shining, the birds singing. There are no more cultists remaining on Tropico. Yes, that's right. Our island is cult-free once more. Last night at the Jolly Roger, I watched the ice cubes melting in my glass, and it struck me. What if we make the ice caps melt to compensate for the dropping ocean level? Calamity, Presidente. Thailand has banned Tropico because we are detrimental to peace and order. We have to strike back, Presidente. Presidente, I asked some tourists why they would want to vacation in Thailand, but their answer was far too obscene. Presidente, I have a great idea. We should limit some of our entertainment buildings to foreigners only, so we can charge them more. Presidente, it is time for the knockout punch. Our tourism industry will soon dwarf that of Thailand, and they will get their just desserts. Or something like that. Victory is ours, Presidente. We have beaten Thailand at their own game. Now, to add insult to injury, let's ban Thailand from Tropico. Presidente, I have just learned that the Allies have a top-secret archive that holds files on all of their conspiracies. We have to investigate. Presidente, I now know the location of the Allies' secret archive facility. It's called Area 52, right next to an ordinary Air Force base in Nevada. Presidente, our spies have identified the man that can get us the Area 52 files. Edward Iceman. We should send our most charming agent to seduce him. Presidente, Edward Iceman has the Area 52 files, but foreign agents on Tropican soil have frightened him into hiding. We have to deal with these spies. Presidente, we have the Area 52 files. It turns out that all of those conspiracies were manufactured by the Allies to turn away attention from their actual policies. This spy business has helped me learn not to trust anyone, Presidente. How can I be sure that even you have not been bought by some other Presidente and turned into a double Presidente?
How can X not mark the spot? I can't believe this. How can she betray me so? I finally met the love of my life, and on top of that I had the toucan. We went to her place to celebrate with some season-named wine. I don't remember the kind. After which I woke up with the worst headache and no sign of either the toucan or her. So, time is not like a series of pipes, but it isn't exactly like Swiss cheese either. Time is more like, how should I put it, like cashew nuts. That could take a while to explain. Long story short, I have it, Presidente. Rejoice! The toucan is ours! Deja vu, Presidente. I can almost remember something from my past. I think it is a person. No, wait, a thing. No, it was an idea. Oh no, Presidente. The free market is shaking us off like fleece. This other Penultimo guy, what a goof. He bought it. He thinks I am his soulmate. He is ready to do anything for me. Some people are just so stupid. Now, all that remains is for me to stay alive for a few more years. Breathe, Penultimo. Breathe. Do not mourn over my dead body, Presidente. For I have found a way to continue our relationship from beyond, metaphysically. In other words, I will haunt you to the rest of your days. Oh, Presidente, I don't feel well. I think I got the uncommon cold. This is a very serious disease that even gems can't heal. I am doomed. Presidente, you have to help me. I'm being chased day and night by a guy who keeps hitting me with a spoon. I did it, Presidente. In your face, me. How does it feel to suck in the one thing that defined you? Being you. Such a sorry SOB. I feel really bad for him. My one conquest. The one peak I conquered in all my life. The one thing I thought I was good at was being Penultimo. And now even that has been stripped away from me. The next event is a test of cunning, and the ultimate contest for this is called Rock, Paper, Scissors. It is a draw. Quick, pick again. The rock, paper, scissors contest will be resolved behind closed doors. Hooray! We now know what my move will be. Presidente, you are the best leader anyone could wish for. With you in charge, all our dreams are fulfilled. Time to show the other world leaders who is the best, Presidente. Let us wave something in their faces, something big and impressive. Presidente, as you know, it is your will alone that keeps Tropico together. Without you, the entire island would crumble to dust and be lost forever. Presidente, you are like a good father to the entire Tropican nation. Some may say that you're just too good. Presidente, I have always tried to set a good example of loyalty to other Tropicans. Sadly, not too many of them follow the guide to loving El Presidente that I personally wrote. Presidente, you are the best leader anyone could wish for. With you in charge, all our dreams are fulfilled. Time to show the other world leaders who is the best, Presidente. Let us wave something in their faces, something big and impressive. Presidente, as you know, it is your will alone that keeps Tropico together. Without you, the entire island would crumble to dust and be lost forever. Presidente, you are like a good father to the entire Tropican nation. Some may say that you're just too good. Presidente, I have always tried to set a good example of loyalty to other Tropicans. Sadly, not too many of them follow the guide to loving El Presidente that I personally wrote. The unthinkable has happened, Presidente. We have lost the elections. The election results are in. Let me be the first to congratulate you, Presidente. The election results are in. Thanks to a clever interpretation of the numbers, we've decided that you have won. Presidente. Presidente. I'm shaking. You're shaking. Everyone is shaking. Presidente, an oil tanker and a stray narwhal were involved in a hit-and-run accident off the coast of Tropico. The tanker took serious damage while the narwhal fled to Canada. Presidente, it's so hot outside that I saw 2 palm trees fighting over a dog. That's one huge wave, Presidente, and it's coming straight for us. Presidente, did you know that we have a volcano on our island? Well, now you know. The earthquake is over. We made it. I am now going to rethink my life and the choices I have made. Done. Now,
Let's evaluate the damage. Presidente, the oil spill has been cleaned up. Victory, Presidente! With the help of my secret rain dance technique, I was able to defeat the drought, and it only took me 5 months. I am back in the game. I can now accurately predict rains of cattle, shack, and furniture across the entire island. Here is the damage report. We're alive, Presidente! I didn't think we were going to survive that humongous wave. The volcano has finally surrendered, Presidente. It has returned to its dormant state. The tornado outbreak is over. I have conducted a thorough investigation to determine who is responsible for these tornadoes. Based on the data, the culprit is... me? No, wait, that can't be right. Here is the rest of the report while I figure out where I miscalculated. Presidente, my career as a weatherman is over. I promised everyone a warm and sunny day, and now we have a tornado on the island. Someone must really hate us. It is bad luck to have one tornado on your island, but we have several. It must be a conspiracy. Presidente, Tropicans await elections next year. They wish to show their everlasting love and respect for you. They may have used different words, but that does not matter. Elections are coming, Presidente. As our constitution dictates, we have scheduled mandatory elections for 12 months from now. We have an opportunity to influence the outcome of coming elections. Strictly speaking, this is not considered exactly legal, but I guarantee that no one will find out. Presidente is dead! Long live Presidente! A devilish combination of the global economy, the Illuminati, bad weather, and just plain rotten luck made you lose. Please leave your beard and your hat on your desk on your way out. Once again, you have emerged victorious. Congratulations! You followed all the steps and won the tutorial. Not that that's especially hard to do, but hey! A victory is still a victory. Our glorious federation of like-minded Presidentes and Penultimos is presented with another challenge. As the heir was born, all animals became quiet. A light shone through the skies, and La Chupacabra herself went to the crib and bowed to the infant. At least, that is what we will write in the history books. Presidente, I fear that the Cold War is getting too cold. How about we do something to endanger the whole planet? I mean, all the cool nations are doing it. We have the military power. Now, let's do something really stupid and see where it gets us. The UN has learned of our plans and has offered us a lot of money to demilitarize our country. No one believes our claims. How could they? Both superpowers are interested in our weapon. They don't care what it is, as long as the enemy recognizes it as a threat. We can bribe the UN inspectors so that we don't have to destroy any military buildings. Things look steady now on the food front for our new neighbor. However, Presidente, I have heard some troubling rumors about pesky rebels handing out leaflets around the island. Presidente, the rebels have now nowhere to hide. I am watching out for rebels even as I sleep by keeping both eyes open. Those pesky rebels are nothing but cowards. Being a rebel is extremely expensive these days. At least, that is what the reports from our infiltrator indicate. Our agents say the rebels have a broad network of informants and agents of their own spread throughout the country. The operation was a huge success. Oh, now it is time for my favorite part. Presidente, the UN has grown even more annoying with their negligent uranium exports nonsense. Presidente, our scientists claim that they just invented the perfect way to get on top of this uranium export thing. Presidente, your actions were so rash and dastardly that the militarists are proud to call you their leader. Making Tropico the industrial powerhouse of the Caribbean is a long, hard process. Disaster. The revolutionaries are demanding that you insult the king. It has been decided that an insulting letter is the best way to get our point across. The best way to insult the king would be to seduce his queen. That is obvious. Oh, I am the very model of a modern major general. The best insult we could come up with was to name one of the most stupid and boring animals in Tropico after the king. We will send the king a gift that will insult him greatly. Your recent actions have caused the revolutionaries to start a riot in the city. Hide your wife. Hide your children. Hide your tea. His Majesty is most unhappy with you. We have not paid our colonial tax, and the king wants his money. Now, the dread pirate Black Soul Patch turned out to be a mere teenager. Our brave commander promptly spanked him and returned him to his mother for further punishment. Our brave commander met with the pirate and decided to join him. Together they raided several towns. By the by, Black Soul Patch is now known as Black Goatee. Presidente. Woo! I'm getting ahead of myself. Governor, the island is ripe for revolution. Presidente, I am overjoyed that you chose this means to end the war, as are all militarists. Never again will the world make jokes about our little rockets. Great jumping llamas, Presidente. Governor. A shipment of gold has arrived. Oh, Presidente, I forgot how slow these colonial ships are. Exporting goods will take forever. I remembered that time we really wanted to drain some brains here to Tropico. It was so depressing when we failed. Presidente, your idea is brilliant. Making money by exploiting our knowledge of the future. I would never have thought of that. Congratulations, Presidente. We are now rich. Tropicans now have millions of reasons to celebrate and praise your name. Presidente, we can make a lot of money by playing the stock market. Since we already know what's going to happen, there is absolutely no risk at all. War is good for business, Presidente. We know that the Axis powers will need steel. We only have to convince them to buy from us. A decade of lavish parties and crazy people is approaching. And you know what goes well with parties? Jewelry. Congratulations, Presidente. We are now in the Zeppelin business. You know, we can make even more money if we insure the Hindenburg against accidental fires. Presidente, it's time for the Swiss lottery again. Do you remember where the numbers were? I'm sure I had them written down somewhere. Congratulations, Presidente! You won the Swiss lottery. Good news, Presidente. The Great Depression is just around the corner, and we're going to make heaps of money out of it. Great galloping toucans, Presidente. I almost forgot that the Great Depression is about to hit us. As per your orders, we've begun the military preparations for our invasion of Cayo de Fortune. We commence Operation T-Day as soon as all the required troops have joined the invasion force. That devious mastermind, Leon Kane, managed to intercept and replace our invasion force's orders. They invaded Poland instead. Can you believe those Polish people peeled the bananas from the blossom end instead of the stem end? With the world wars raging on, the army needs new facilities. Remember, all military buildings contribute additional troops to the invasion force each year. Cayo de Fortuna's days are numbered. Staging an invasion of this scope requires more than just troops, Presidente. Naval logistics will be crucial for the success of Operation T-Day. Good news, Presidente. We've managed to secure a contract for cheap tanks with a certain Italian tank manufacturer that we know from the previous timeline. Fire! Fire! Leon Kane is using every possible means to slow us down. This time his agents have set several of our buildings on fire. All this just because of that little invasion force we plan on sending his way. 2 of our buildings have been blown up, Presidente. I am sure saboteurs from Cayo de Fortuna are behind this. Presidente, living in a past I already experienced once makes me feel smart and ready for anything you command. It is payback time for Leon Kane. Presidente, the first reports from our sleeper agents are flowing in. Presidente, we have another report from one of our sleeper agents. Presidente, we finally know where the secret meeting will take place. It will be in Anadyr, the capital of Chukotka. Presidente, it's payback time. I waited an eternity for this moment, but we must be careful. Catching the most dangerous mastermind flat-footed is a real challenge. Presidente, Miss Diaz is working closely with the Soviet government now, and this calls for an earlier demise of the USSR. If we do not change the history, she will bring day zero about before Gorbachev takes power. Presidente, the failing Soviet economy is creating domestic dissent, yet the old guard is still in power. If the KGB officers and Politburo can shelter their money somehow, they will step down. Now that there is dissent in the USSR and the old guard can leave the scene peacefully, we need to end the delusional utopia called communism. You managed to express the Tropican dream with a single word, Presidente. Hope. Hope that our little country will unite the world and change the course of history. You did it, Presidente. All the superpowers have rallied around us, and the nuclear war is postponed indefinitely. The crazy Diaz woman has been arrested and will be tried for crimes against humanity. During my diplomatic visit to the Middle East, I received a camel as a gift. Horrible, horrible creature. It ate my best hat. The fastest way to bond with someone is to drink with him. The way to the heart is through the stomach, and that is why I will never come to your office without a bottle. I don't like that Adriana lady, Presidente. She is never nice to me. She calls me names like baboon, and does not like my plans, even when they are bound to work. I am so furious. I cannot believe what just happened. I have sad news, Presidente. Leon Kane was murdered. His boat sabotaged inside our territorial waters. We don't know who did it, but there were no survivors. Our investigation has been completed, Presidente. We've managed to find a tourist willing to confess to the murder of Leon Kane. Presidente, we are hunting a killer here, and real hunters need cabins. We need to lure more tourists to the island, Presidente. I'm certain one of them will be our murderer, returning to the scene of the crime. Trust me, I learned that from all those profiler movies. Presidente, thank you for calling me. If you need any ideas on how to delay an impending invasion from one or possibly two superpowers, well, I am your man. You know, you can rely on me. Presidente, I have a solution to all our problems. Well, a temporary solution at least. I believe oil is the answer. Presidente, I have been holding delicate secret talks with our American friends in Big Oil. Oh yes, we do have friends there. Hard to believe, I know. Wonderful guys, generous, kind-hearted, willing to do anything for us. Presidente, we can fool the U.S. Navy into thinking that we have already gone nuclear. Just make sure we have enough uranium rolling down the street and then sit back and enjoy the show. Presidente, I was secretly contacted by executives of Big Atom. They believe in Tropico and its people and want to do everything in their power to keep the peace. Presidente, if I have learned anything in the many years by your side, it is that no one wants to clean up your mess. Make a crisis ugly enough that no one will dare touch us because no one will want to deal with it. Presidente, have you ever thought about who your dearest friend is? The one who owes you most money. You don't really want anything bad to happen to them, right? Presidente, in times as dark and dire as these, we must turn to our most powerful friends. Our most powerful friend is the U.S. President. He can drink a whole keg of beer and still lift an ox. Should I call the U.S. President again? Is it that bad? We have been played, Presidente. I have uncovered a massive conspiracy against Tropico, and it appears that your mentor, Leon Kane, has been playing a double game. Presidente, the world media is ablaze with threats from several terrorist organizations. They all keep repeating the same two words. Day zero. It turns out that the dread pirate Roberts is none other than our lost dynasty member, Presidente. The one we sent out with the time machine prototype who got lost in time. Great jumping monkeys, Presidente. Our tribute convinced those pirates that our island is even richer than they thought. They took some time to prepare and are now going to attack us more fiercely than ever. Curse you, pseudoscience. That last plan didn't work. Presidente, I'm shocked, but it seems that our citizens are impervious to damning. I knew it, Presidente. I just knew it. Those foreigners are jealous of us and want to harm Tropico. Presidente, after being on hold for months, I finally got through to the EU diplomatic call center. Presidente, I heard that it's so fashionable to be involved with EU projects. That's why I shifted Tropico closer to Europe on the official maps, so that we can take part too. Presidente, the nationalists are prouder than ever to be Tropicans. We have reached the EU Reward Center. 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 EU Reward Center.